everybody, my name is Farmer Phil, and in today's video we mowed sunflowers. We'll be baling them later on. Currently I'm on my way down to Stony Field. Liv is here power harrowing some grass seed for me, getting ready to do a bit of seeding. Very late on in the year to get done, but super job. It's just brilliant to see us finally get the weather to actually get this done. I really did not think we were going to do it. Well, it's all looking like the plan is going to come together, isn't it, Bertie? It is. Bertie's here beside me, the mascot, aren't you, Bertie? Who's a good boy? Bertie's a good boy. Bertie, we try and get some baling done. We're supposed to start 2 hours ago. It's a bit longer to get this power harrow going, but it saves me time. That's why I was trying to push on, and Liv said she'd do it for me. So anyway, so just double check she gets going again, and then I get make a start. So we're baling away here, and today's video is sponsored by Tama's Easy Web for all your crop packaging solutions. So we're using Tama Easy Web recyclable netting. So for those of you who are wondering about it, it is fully recyclable, so you do not need to split the netting or the webbing from your film, so all can go to the recycling together. It's not biodegradable, it's just recyclable. So like every year we're down on the Stony Field. That bottom corner ahead of us just cannot get into it. I mowed into it a bit, but it's too soft. Got Michael Road for me there this morning, and I got him to sweep it out from the corner, just to try and keep me out of the wet spot to some extent. But yeah, so we've 30 acres to bale today, and the small bit of sunflowers to bale as well. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that bales up all right, wraps all right. But anyways, that's probably what today's video is mostly about. So I'm going to have to stop and wait for this to wrap before I go through the wet spot. Otherwise I'm going to get stuck. So what we do, Bertie? Look at this dog here. He's having a snooze. Huh? Have a snooze, Bertie. Some dog. Liv is flying away there. She must be nearly finished there now. So still waiting on me. I'm getting on slow. So I am a lot slower than I thought I was going to get on. But ayo, here's what it is. We're on 32, so I'll be expecting just over 40, so I'll be basically where I was hoping, around that 4 bales to the acre. Some bits are like this, not very heavy. This strike here will be kind of a wetter end. We go into the kind of up on top of the hill where it's a bit drier. I'm getting more, so yeah, needs a shore, and hopefully we can get a lot of slurry down to it before the ban. We'll have one tank of slurry left to spread, so this will be a contender for it anyways. So just have to do a bit of weaving too, left and right, just because the row is in terrible full, just to try and keep it, keep the bales filled, try and keep good square round bales. Which, it's not too bad. Bertie is fast asleep on me. Thanks, Bertie. Anyways, thank you for coming to the end of this field. Currently looking like we're just under the 5 bales to the acre. Might not look like it with this crop, but that's what we're doing. Just them heavier bits of the field are performing much better than just where the kind of wetter ground is. So when we've this done, we're going to go to the sunflowers and bale them, and then I'm going to work my way to the shed, to the farm that's beside the shed where we store the baler. As it's looking like we're just after having the dinner there, and we were just sizing up. Is there anything left to do? Have we anyone left to bale for? And we can't think of anyone. So we think this could be it. We think this could be the last of the baling. Like the last of the summer wine. It's that old TV show I remember watching when I was young. The last of the summer wine. You know, it's the last. And to bring back some good times and look forward to the next season coming around. And that's that field bale. So we had 50 bales off 12 acres. So we're 10 bales short of 5 to the acre, and 4 will be 48. So we're just over. Liv actually has finished the power harrowing, so that's ready for grass seed. Try and get that in this evening. Whew. Just looking at buying a small implement. So I thought it would have been small money, and it's a bit more than I thought. To try and cut back on 2 jobs. It's a 3, currently it's 3 passes, and I'm trying to get it into 1, and it's a small implement to get rid of 2 jobs. It's a bit more than I was anticipating, so I should go home and do the maths on that one. because I'm just, yeah, this is a bit of a balancing act just with the grain shed going on, making sure I can cover that. Just make sure I can cover that and not spend money where just can't afford it. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. So we're going to go build the sunflowers now. And we've had cattle in for the past 2 weeks now. And me and Liv have just been watching how quickly we're stepping back into the pit. And we're starting to get a little bit concerned with all the cattle in, instead of all the weanlings going, and how quickly we're moving it back and how much less is in the pit than last year. I'm not concerned that I'm like, we're going to run out, but I'm just not that terribly happy. I thought we should have had more in the pit. And we have made a lot of bales. By the end of the day, I'd like to think we'll have about 600 bales of silage made, and we should have about 250 to 300 in a stack, and that is our reserve. That's the money in the bank kind of thing. They're there. If we empty the pit and we need stuff, we have it there. Also, we're going to try and put in some cover crops, which will mean we'll get cattle out earlier. We're also out wintering cattle, so we should be all right. But me and Liv are just a bit concerned of how quickly we're going back into the pit. Liv is just taking out tracks here that I left with the umbilical tractor in the spring. Been wanting to do it all year. Finally getting it done. I give that a stitch of grass when I'm going through it. Anyways, we'll go back to the yard now. We'll bale up these sunflowers when we're passing. I'm going to put an extra net onto them, an extra wrap, just in case that the stalkiness of it is a problem. Just in case. But anyways, lots going on. And we're here in sunflowers. So this is what we're going to try and bale. It's wilted anyways, somewhat. How this is going to bale, I have no idea. How this is going to preserve, I have no idea. You can see the heads of sunflowers there, the seeds in them. And also, let's say if we move here, where it's dragged a bit. Again, that's really on the ground. I'm not going to lift because I don't want to get caught in stones. Because I did pick the field, but there's still stones out here. There wasn't two, it was just a quick run over. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Can't imagine there's going to be a lot on it because there's not a lot in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. And anywhere where I turned in the corners, ended up with all this, just kind of not there. But the seeds are quite good. Be interested to see. We get them decimated and combined what they'll turn out like. The rest of it will be quite hit and miss, I'd imagine. But anyways, we unfold our wheels, we increase our net, and we'll see what this is going to look like. Probably not over hectic. Unfortunately, I've hit my first stumbling block. This is acting like wet grass. It just will not feed into the pickup. It's just balling up in front of it. Lifting it fine, but it just will not feed in. So I don't know if it's going to bail at all. It's just sitting there. It's the exact same thing that happens if you have wet grass. Just there's no feeding in of it. I think it's too short. Got so much of a battering trying to mow it that it's just too short to feed. And if I push it on, it keeps picking it up, but it just won't feed it in. I don't think this is going to be a runner somehow. So I don't. I nearly have a bailman though, beeping at me. Not go too far to get it either. Just won't feed into it. The problems with diffusion. The ability to feed in crop. I spend a bit of time at this, but I'm not going to spend all my time. Otherwise I'm just going to waste too much time. So we're feeding it. She's feeding into it. So I'm baling up what was pretty wild oatsy, and it's feeding. So if I get the chamber cleared, or the intake cleared, I think I might get on alright. We got one bale made with a lock of silage in the centre of it. And we'll see how this goes. This stuff is definitely taken now, but there's a good bit of oats in it, straw in it, which is pulling in nicely. So if we get it feeding, we might be able to keep it feeding into the sunflower crop itself. If we do that, we might be on to a winner. So there's our first bale of just sunflowers coming out now. We'll get the next bale made. We'll see how this feeds. It's all about getting it to feed into it. It's like when you're at wet grass. You get feeding, you're on a winner. If it stops feeding into it, you're a goose. If she's feeding. She's feeding. Keep feeding it. Keep feeding. Keep feeding. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Keep feeding it. Don't stop. Please. Please. She stopped feeding. As soon as she stops, she creates like a ball of shite underneath the rover. And that's what causes it to stop feeding then. Surprisingly not, she gets that far. And she took that in there now. She's actually running a lot better there now. We just keep it feeding. Just keep it feeding. That whole well chopped stuff. Is what gives trouble. Taking that in, not too bad. Right, we keep at it, but we've two bales made. One of silage and sunflowers and one of just sunflowers and, well, straw too. This bale though will be mostly sunflowers. I thought I had another bale in it, but she's not spinning in the chamber, so we're just going to have to spit it out and call it quits at this. Will not turn inside the baler. So that ends my foray into sunflower baling. I sure as hell won't be doing it again, because it's definitely not going to work. So now I got to clean out the chute. I got two bales. One is mostly straw, one is sunflowers on the outside. What will I do with this pile of crap? I don't know. Take this stuff out. She just stopped spinning, and once she stopped spinning, she wasn't going to turn. It's disappointing. Now I have a whole heap of stuff. Yeah. Hey, nothing ventured, nothing gained, but it's definitely a lesson. Sunflowers, don't try and bale them. They will not bale. Maybe next year we'll try and put them in the pit. But yeah, waste of time. Get to regret all my decisions. I'd say this stuff is just too wet. It's like baling absolutely puking wet grass. Something the Fusion most certainly does not like doing. If it was drier, maybe it'd work. Maybe it wants to be more dead. Maybe it just, yeah, I don't think I'll bother trying baling sunflowers again. Hey, if anyone in the comments, maybe from the States or that's watching, you ever seen sunflowers get baled? You ever successfully baled sunflowers? Maybe it's just a Fusion. Fusion definitely does not like wet stuff. Never did. Anyways, right, we'll get back to baling what we should be baling. We're baling in the new farm. I'm baling a bit. I hadn't actually mowed at all this year. It's the bottom end of the field that we lifted for second cut. You will see me mowing it. There's quite a bit of a hill in it there. You can see, so we put wire across it because that brow there is pulled and has some large stones in it. But I knew that this field was all mowed from the past, so I said, feck this, I'm going to chance it. Because, she's not in. No. So I said I chanced down here because we have the cattle in and we don't really need to graze this. There's calves there, calves will come onto this, but we've plenty of grass. I was like, I'm going to mow what I think I can get away with. I could probably mow it more because there's a nice chunk of it to the fence there with the rushes in it and that. Probably do no harm to top it or that. But I said I'd chance it. Just them extra lock of bales to have. By the time we have calves put on this, we'll probably have a nice touch of grass back on this. So yeah, it's a nice bit heavier down here because I think we've grazed it twice and it has been grazed in quite some time. So there's a nice wee bit of grass on it. And then when we go across the fence there, you can see it's much lighter. So I'll bail this up while I'm down this far. See how we got on. So that is the field done. So that's 24 acres baled. We've 6 acres left to bale now, and we're on 107 bales. So quite happy with that. If I finish up with 120 to 130, be quite happy. That'll leave us with about 280 bales in the stack, which that's our surplus. That is our surplus. If we get cattle out in February and we're looking like we've paid silage over, we'll sell all of that off and we'll have an empty pit to make a new stack of bales next year. The likes of the tillage ground, which is, it's just easier to pick up the camera. The tillage ground, which is here beside me, Father Phil is starting to move bales off it. The plan is to get cover crop into that, a fodder cover crop, and the same on all the tillage ground that is adjacent to silage ground or grazing ground, so that where we can get cattle out early, we can graze our grass and then we can put them onto cover crop, and then that'll hold them for whatever we need, a month or 6 weeks, whatever, before we till them to put them back into another crop, and then that gives us time for grass to get ahead of cattle, and hopefully will lead us to making more silage. And I think it'll just make more sense. The cost of putting in the cover crop is going to be, I can't remember what bag of seed is. It's not going to be a lot. And in the grand scheme of things, I think there's payments for putting them in. I don't think we put in any of it for it, but in the grand scheme of things, it's going to stop nutrient leach and it's environmentally beneficial for the land. So it's a no-brainer. I think it'll make great sense and work well for us. Let me know in the comments what you think. Is it going to be a good idea or not? But anyways, we'll move on to the last 6 acres and 2 fields. Maybe a little bit more than 6 acres in it, maybe 3.5 and 4, I suppose, so just 7ish. But anyways, I'm happy enough. So let's be on and get the next 2 fields done, the red clover and the one beside the shed, and then we'll put her in the shed. We'll give her a quick clean off, and then we'll come back up at a later date with the front PTO compressor when it's on pumping slurry when we're passing, and we'll blow down the baler above. I'd like to bring it back and blow it down, but Father feels like just get out of the yard. He doesn't want to deal with it. So that is the crack. That is the crack. But I think, as I said, it's probably the last bit of silage we made this year. So baling away here in the field of the house in it, and you can see it looks actually heavier than what I've done. Now this one is not heavy, but the ups and downs there don't look too bad through the dirty window. Also you can see where I kept in literally a foot tighter to the hedge than I would have done in the last cut, but for a third cut now, when the rest is on the second cut, it's not too bad. Now there was no cattle grazed this, because the road fence is not hectic, and we just do not want the cattle here because it's always a bit of an issue. So we can bale it instead, or cut silage off it. That's not too bad. Not too bad at all. We're already on the second bale in the field. So, happy out anyways. We keep chugging away here, popping them out. So, that is 12 bales, sorry, no. Yes, 12 bales. We're on 119 now. So, we've hit the mark. Time to go get the red clover now. So, here's the red clover. This is what it looks like in the rows. No over heavy. A little bit heavier maybe out there. But not too bad. It's 120 bales wet. See it? The red clover looks like. Looks nicely welted everything about. Looks fine. You get this wrapped up. And that is it. The last bale possibly this year. Last bale of our own stuff anyways, except for bean straw, but we'll probably wrap that up with John Deere, I'd imagine. So that makes 10 bales of red clover. Not over hectic, but it's done now anyways. So, and it also leaves the baler clean to bring it across the road and leave it where we want it. So, there you go, that's it. Try and get these bales brought in now this evening. I'll get grass seed sown. I think I have to roll some barley. Yeah, that work to do. But we have one man, Michael's on the tanker, so it's all that matters. Once the tanker keeps rolling, we have 1 day to spare. Well, actually 2 days and Sundays. 3 days to spare between what has to be done and getting everything done. So that's not too bad. Let's finish. So we'll cross over the road. We'll pack this into the shed and get back and blow it down another day. Prefer if we brought back to the yard and blew it down, but however, Phil doesn't want me bringing it back. Anyways, so yeah, try and get these bales gathered up this evening. A lot of stuff to try and get done, but that is the crack. Sunflowers, how do you think they will do? This is going to come up sometime in November when we open one of them bales and see how did it preserve and is it suitable to be fed. 2 bales. What we're going to do the rest of it, just mulch it in, push what's there into the hedge out of the way, or yeah, have to do some of that, maybe try and load and put in the dunkel. Anyways, that's the crack. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. As always, please like and subscribe to the channel. Videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday. Already looking forward to next silage season and what I might bring. Anyways, that's it for me. Good luck.